What's up? I'm the Zim. This is the Zim video. This is volume 3, part 18 of a rideshare experience video series, which I started basically when I started driving, which was February 2nd, 2017. Driving for Lyft, and then I eventually jumped on the Uber train. Now I do both, Lyft and Uber. Alright, so what else should I tell you? Subscribe? You should definitely subscribe on the screen or down below on the page. Hit it up, yo. Thanks for joining. Love it when you're here with me. This is just a little documentation on my journey as a rideshare driver. And I like to start off with how much I made. So today we're going to talk about how much I made this week, or last week I should say, because yeah, that's what it's all about. Uber, that's Uber first. I made $218.88, including $13 in cash tips. I did 32 rides. Yeah, so then here's Lyft. Lyft, I did $202.66 and $36 in tips. And then 28 rides. And I got some chicken scratch down here that I can't read. How many hours? 10 hours. So about 10 hours. So it was about 11, almost 12 hours on Uber with the app on, and almost 10 hours with the app on for Lyft. Of course, that's overlapping time because when I'm waiting, I have them both on. So there's that. So total, I made $422.54. And then total tips was $50 in tips. So were my ride total. My ride was 60 rides. Oh, I wrote it down here. I didn't have to do the math. So below my hope of $1 per ride in tips. So wah wah wah. Why was it so low? Why? Okay, let's do daily breakdown. So there's Lyft. I'll let that play. I'll hang out for a second. Why was my money so low this week? And that's the topic of the video today, which is one of the biggest problems with being a full-time driver is no sick days. So yeah, basically that. I'll go into more details about it later on in the video in my experience section of the video. Let's put up the Uber or the other daily breakdown. I don't know which one, Lyft or Uber. Whatever one I didn't put up before. So those daily breakdowns, just so you can see where I drove. I ended up only driving Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Saturday was the only day I did a full day. More than a full day. I tried to go for 250. The goal at the beginning of all this week was I took Monday through Thursday off because last week, if you remember me mentioning, I wasn't feeling so good. And I was like, man, I just need some more time out of the car. So I was like, okay, I'll take Monday through Thursday off and just, try to recover a bit, do some projects that I want to do, and then get back on it on Friday and hit it hard. Do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, more than normal on those 3 days, and see if I could, maybe not make my full 1,000 I like to make, but just make as much as I can within that time frame. What ended up happening was I didn't feel great during the beginning of the week, and I ended up just resting the entire 4 days. And then when it was time to get back in the car, I just wasn't quite recovered all the way, and I just couldn't hang. So, like I said, I'll talk more about that in my experience section of the video. So let's get into, if you have any questions about how much I made and all that good stuff, feel free to hit it up in the comments, or all the ways you can contact me in the description of the podcast of this video is all the ways you can contact me. You can check it out just for fun. Uber right now, I'm rocking the 4.96 star rating, and I've been hanging on Lyft. I'm probably gonna jinx it now. Knock on wood. I've been hanging on to a perfect 5.0 rating, 5.00, not app rating, not rating that the passengers see. It's easy to have a 5.0 with the passengers. I'm talking about what you see, 5.0. Hanging on to that for a while, but eventually it's gonna go down. But since I'm doing less, rides, before I was on each, when I was working single platform, I was doing 120 plus rides a week. So it would flush out that 100 rides that for Lyft really quickly if my rating went down, and it would go a lot more places. But now I'm doing last week I did 28 rides with Lyft, and just, I don't know, something about it, I just do less rides. So if my rating does drop, it'll take a lot longer for it to go back up. When it does drop. Hopefully not too soon. Alright, so shout outs to mail time. We got 2 shout outs to mail time, or just shout outs, or just people that I haven't seen post comments on the videos. And I like to give a shout out to, because I really appreciate your interaction with the videos, because I'm trying to make YouTube a big part of my life. And the more people are interacting, the more people subscribing, and more people doing all that stuff, you know, it'll make it better, because I want to make this my job. That's my goal. I want to make YouTube my job, part of my job, at least an income stream that actually makes a difference. Right now I make like $1 a day off YouTube. It's been going down lately. I haven't got paid for it for a while, because I need to get at least $100 in my account before it'll even give it to me. So right now I'm sitting at like $64 in my account, just waiting for a couple months to go by, and eventually it'll get up, unless I run into a couple videos that actually make some good, like, intense downloads. Alright, anyways, shout outs, people that haven't commented before, that did for the first time, that I noticed, or that I just totally forgot, don't remember. Fisher and R. Saleh. So thanks guys for commenting. Awesome. Alright, questions this week. First is from actually R. Saleh, one of these videos. Let's see, what did he say? Hey Zim, do you ever do the food delivery like Uber Eats? No. And I'll just use that as a, just to talk about it for a sec. I'm not interested at this point in doing Uber Eats. The way I feel about it, I feel like you need to be set up for it, and you want to have like the thermos, you want to have all the stuff so the food stays fresh and hot or cold or whatever it needs to be while you're delivering it. You want to, not only for that reason, but also for the smell reason, like keeping it contained so that it doesn't make your car smell like whatever. I would probably just put it in the trunk. There's an aspect of it that's kind of like possibly nice. That would be like getting out of the car more often to go grab the food, bring it back. But I'm just not, the food thing just doesn't inspire me at this moment. And I'm definitely putting it in that box of, I have no idea whether or not I'd like it, because I thought the same thing about rideshare in general when I first heard it. I was like, nah, I'll never do that. That is stupid. But now that I do it, I'm like, oh, it's not that stupid. I'm just burnt out. But I do it, and it's chill. So maybe eventually at some point in my life I'll sign up for Uber Eats and be like, all right, let's do this. Let's check it out. See if how we do with this. But for now, I'm not. The one thing I'm actually more considering than Uber Eats is, because the food thing is like, people, they don't get their food, they get the wrong order. It's like, and it's more in the moment. You have to deal with personalities a little more. The one thing I'm considering is Amazon Flex. Like seeing if I could deliver some packages, every once in a while. So I take out the person aspect of the delivery, like the, people that we deal with as rideshare drivers, and just put packages on porches. I don't know. I was thinking about it, checking it out, maybe seeing if it might be something I'd be interested in. But that's that question. So no, not yet. Not interested in doing Uber Eats or any food delivery at this point. But I am considering package delivery. We'll see. All right. Next one comes from my Instagram account at RideshareZim. And this guy is LA Uber Scene. He says, why not stick to one service so you can work for bonuses? If you do Uber all day, you can get a lot of kickbacks. So, as you know, I don't know, I just thought this was interesting because, as you will know, as a regular watcher of this video, I have a lot of opinions. I've done this. I did this. I did Lyft exclusively for 2 years. So it's interesting to me. I just find it interesting that there's this, when I was doing Lyft exclusive for 2 years, a lot of people were like, you should do Uber too. And now I'm doing Uber and Lyft. I get at least one person saying, you should just do one. And this is why, at this point, and this is what I responded to him, because I think I said it pretty eloquently in my response, so I'll just read it to you. It said, at LA Uber Science, I have found it way better to work both platforms. I worked Lyft exclusively for 2 years, then Uber exclusive for a month. Since doing both, I make more money faster by ignoring all incentives. and there is practically zero downtime. I am constantly working, which I prefer over waiting for rides to get bonuses. Have you tried working both? Don't knock it till you try it. I feel like working one platform is a trap. They make you think the bonuses are worth it, but they are actually not. Plus, I am trapped into needing to get the bonuses to make it worth driving. It's more flexible. I can do other work and strategize my income stream easier by not needing to use the time to get the bonuses. So that's the biggest point for me in the end there. The biggest thing for me, I'm all in, like I've said in other videos, I'm all in that it's better to work both platforms. If you live in a city that you can work one platform and you're getting rides, like if your downtime between rides is less than 5 minutes or less, then stick to one platform. If your city, you can handle that. If you're in a city like San Diego where it's clearly not that, like when you work one platform, there's clearly big gaps of downtime. I found working both platforms is better. The platforms tend to have a slightly different demographic in San Diego and probably other cities too. So, you're pulling from a even larger pool in a way. And then the big thing is devising the strategy around doing both platforms. It's like I know how to make $200 a day. Basically avoiding, I bet you could work any time except noon to 3. Take noon to 3 out and work any 10 hours you want within the day, 24 hours, around the clock, any 10 hours that's not noon to 3. You'll probably easily make $200 a day. And so I got that strategy down. I know, okay, I can make $200 a day if I avoid noon to 3 and work 10 hours. And then, so then I just go like, okay, so every day I want to make $200, that's what I'll do. If I go like, if I get a side gig or if I get something else or some other money comes in somewhere else, I go like, that means I got $200 doing that thing. I don't have to work another day, so I'm able to adjust. It's like the financial building blocks, the financial puzzle is easier to move around. But if you're waiting for the bonus, if you need that bonus to make $1,000 a week, then you're stuck. You can't decide, well, I'm just not going to work a little, because if you work less and not get the bonus, you actually you're getting even less in your pay, because you're also not getting the rides that you would have gotten paid for up to getting to the bonus. You get what I'm saying? So it's not just the bonus you're missing out on. You're missing out on the bonus plus the work you would have done. So I'm just totally sold. I'm like, I'll preach it from the mountaintops. Ignore all incentives and just go all in on getting as many rides as you can and just keeping your nose down and going and working. And I believe it. I'm on it. And especially now that prime time makes no difference whatsoever. Prime time surge, a $2, $3 more per ride is not worth even caring about. So just finding out where you get rides, get the rides. Don't go chasing anything that the platforms try to tell you. The surges or whatever, the streak bonuses, all that stuff doesn't matter. It's not enough of an incentive. And then if you look at the bonus in general, like the weekly bonus, like right now I offered 123 rides. I get like between $177 and $199 is kind of the average they give me right now. It's been around $180 bonus. If you look at that, that's just over, $1 per ride. It's not really that. I mean, think about it in that when you think about it in that context of like, that's just over $1 per ride. So why not just get more rides and get them more, like put that bonus in between all the rides you would have gotten if you waited for the bonus by working both platforms. Does that make sense? I don't know. I'm all on it. I'm totally like, it would be really hard pressed to, the only way you could convince me at this point that working for the bonus is better is if they make the bonuses better. If Lyft said you could make $300 for the bonus, yeah, I might consider just working Lyft and going like, I'll just work Lyft this week because they're giving me an actual good, like substantial, I can feel it kind of bonus. But right now, the bonuses are not worth it. They're just not worth it, in my opinion, over working both platforms. Both platforms make same amount of money. You make it faster. You're working constantly. Like I'm working constantly. And that's a big part of this whole thing. Like not waiting. It's psychologically so much better to do this job when I'm actually just working rather than sitting and waiting. Maybe you're the personality type. Like you rather just sit and wait because you don't really want to be working or something. I don't know. But for me, when I'm in the car, I want to know that I'm making money. I don't want to be sitting around. So I think I've ranted on enough about that comment. So that's my thoughts on that. Cool. So let's get into, well, first, if you have any questions for me, hit it up on @RideshareZim, _Zim@hotmail.com, or comments on these videos. Any one of these videos, say something and I'll see if I'll use it in my next video. I will, I limit them to two. But let's talk about that real quick. So in my experience, there's a bunch of little experience things I'm going to throw at you that I've done. First thing I'll talk about is short videos. Little short ones. I've started making, maybe you've seen them, these little short videos with my phone in my car of just topics. So when I get questions, because I'm going to do the one platform question topic idea again on my short video as well. So I'm just going to start putting out all these little short videos just for fun, and they seem to get good reaction. Like the two I've posted, we've gotten at least as many views as these videos get. So I think there's something to them, that they're just quick and to the point. Usually the first two are like under 2 minutes each, or around 2 minutes. So yeah, so I started making short videos. I'm just gonna make I'm already writing down my notes on my phone. I'm writing down every like question or thought or idea I've gotten through the 2+ years of driving, and I'm just gonna make this master list of all of them and just start just talking about all these points just as these little one-off videos. That, some of these questions that you've asked me through these rideshare experience videos, I'll just be scrolling through them and looking and redoing them and things like that. So like the one that I just said with the 2 platforms versus 1 platform, I will do again as a short video for fun, because I dig it. That's one thing. Another thing is, I was 2 weeks ago, I forgot to mention it last week. I should have added it on last week's, but I was interviewed. I'll put the link, I don't need a snap for it, but I'll put the link down below in the description of an article that came out on this Quartz, I think is some online, news source. They interviewed me about the IPO, Lyft IPO thing, about the $1,000 bonus I got, and just my thoughts around it. So I thought it was pretty cool. I was kind of hoping, the only reason I really did it was to see if I could get more traffic to this. Because they did actually link up my show to the article, which I'm thankful for, so that was awesome. But I guess either not many people even read their article, or not many people click on links in their article. So, because I didn't get it linked, they linked it up to the last video I made, the rideshare experience video, number 17, and it didn't really make any. There was no way to tell if people clicked on it, because there was really not that much more traffic to these videos. So that was kind of a bummer. I really hope that was big, because they spun it the way that I assumed they would spin it based on how I was talking. They spun it very negative, or more negative than I actually was. As you know, for my videos, I feel like I'm pretty level, like even keel about the whole job. Like I talk about things I don't like, but I also talk about things I do like, and I also talk about things that other people bitch about that I think they're ridiculous for bitching about. So it's like all that kind of stuff. So that's the way I talk to them on the phone, and but they chose the quotes that would make it seem more negative. But that's all right, because if they actually clicked on the video, you would see like, oh, he's actually not that negative. But anyways, I don't care. Didn't not care. But so that's that for the big part of this rideshare experience topics for this week, and this is the title topic of the video, is sick days and not getting them. So this is clearly, for me, one of the worst parts of being a rideshare driver is not having sick days, not being able to take a day off and have it not impact you potentially significantly. The bottom line is you just gotta make sure if you're watching this video because you're considering becoming a driver, put it right in the column next to the column of car expenses, preparing for sick day. Make sure you give yourself, you need gas, you need tires for your car that works. You need to be able to account for when you can't drive for some reason, and one of those reasons is sick days. Have money aside, set money aside. Maybe make it part of that. Taxes and another thing. Maybe make an account that's like you put money into that you don't touch, that when things come up, either car maintenance, taxes, or being sick, you can draw a little bit out of it and keep the ship going. Because like for me, it's a pretty big burden with the idea of if I can't work like for a few weeks, it would start to really impact my ability to survive and pay rent and do all that stuff. So it adds to the stress, you know, not only like in the moment being sick, but then it's like, oh, how's this going to affect down the line? And that's kind of what came up for me this week. Is like I just couldn't do it. I wasn't feeling it. It was more of, and honestly, I think a lot of it is more to do with burnout of the job than actual, like, I'm not sick. I'm not like flu or fever sick. I'm just like fatigued and couldn't do it. And like, I was just having just anxiety and stress about life and just different things. And I just couldn't drive. I just didn't feel safe or the ability to drive. So I needed to take some time off. And so that was kind of the thing. And so the big burnout. So I've decided, based on all this stuff that's been happening for me, I'm changing my strategy. So my strategy for a long time, and as what I mentioned earlier in the video, I try to, you know, that $1,000 mark is my goal. Well, I'm knocking that down to $800. That's my new goal. So I could potentially drive like 4 days a week, or drive 5 but drive less per day. And it'll probably be more like that, but we'll see how it plays out. I haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to build this strategy, but because part of what's making this possible is I picked up a social media, like, you know, managing job for the old company I used to work for. So, and they're paying me for that, so I'm able to kind of like shave off some time out of the car, which I was hoping that I could stay in the car the same amount and just make more money and fit that other job in the middle of stuff. But what my body's telling me right now is like, man, you need to get out of the car. You're burnt out of this job. You need to find ways out of the car. So I'm just gonna supplement that $1,000. So even though these videos won't show me making $1,000, I'm still making $1,000 because I got other jobs. I got other work I'm doing per week. So that's kind of what's going on. So so I'm changing my strategy for driving to make around $800. Give or take, you know, $750 to whatever. If it goes over 8, I'm cool with that. If it goes below 8, then that's fine, you know. And I'll probably pretty easily make around 8 because I just know how to do the job. But that's been a big thing. So I'm changing my strategy, and part of that strategy, what I want to do is like I'm not gonna start like I'm gonna use about 8 a.m. as my starting time, 8 to noon, and then from 3 till 9 p.m. is really what I want to go for. So I'm going to try only working within that window, 8 in the morning to noon, and then 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. Because one of the problems with this job, the way I've been doing the strategy for so long, is the sleep schedule is really difficult. Because by the time I get home at 10-ish, sometimes later, I don't really get to bed till noon. And then I have to get, not noon, midnight. And then I have to get up, oftentimes for my kids or some other things early, like 7 a.m. or earlier, and then start work. And so it's like there's not the adequate amount of sleep time I need to kind of recharge my body. And I think it's really caught up to me. I think that's part of why I'm burnt out, is like it's caught up to me. Like there's just a lot of different things that's caught up to me with the fatigue that this job can put on your body. So I don't know. Again, I'm going to be advice guy today a little bit. If you're thinking about doing this job and you found this video, just, you know, be careful about what I call the new driver high, where you go crazy and you think you can do it forever, and then you end up potentially getting burnt out. So that was the first thing I learned. I had to adjust my strategy a while ago because of that new driver high I was on. But now the longevity of doing it, like, I'm just honestly the amount I make off of it versus the effort I put into it, how much it takes the toll on my body and mind, is not quite even. It's like I don't make quite enough for that, what it does to me, to really feel good. So that's part of playing a role in, like, if I made more money and then, that would be the thing though, because then I would be able to take off a little more off. I'd be able to be more flexible with my schedule, because right now it's like I feel like very burdened by needing to make the same amount and pushing myself to make it. So it catches up, and it's caught up with me. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I'm the Zim. This is the Zim video. If you have any questions for me, again, all the ways to do it are in the description of this. But I really appreciate you watching. Be sure to subscribe. And yeah, I look forward to talking with you again next time, hearing your questions or whatever you have for me. Be excellent to each other. May your rides be long and your tips be so ginormous that all you need is one tip and you're done for the day. All right, peace.